So today I want to do a guidance where we will learn to discern between the different realms of being. On the outermost realms, it's always the more and more outward you go, the more and more personal it is, the more and more the world is real. The more inward you go, the less and less personal it becomes, the more and more dreamlike experience becomes. We need to be able to discern between these realms. It gives rise to clarity about our true nature. And giving and growing in awareness of our true nature allows us to then also venture into the very dense realms of being a person with much greater clarity. And even though you may be in the midst of so much restless doing, you're able to be established in being. Of course, that's not a destination, it's a practice. So don't look at it as a destination, as a one off switch. Our restless doing has to be infused with being, with a simple recognition of the changeless. So we'll talk about that today. So the outermost realm, and please take the word realm lightly, is just sort of there to portray, like, the layer of experience that we are talking about. The outermost realm is of action, bodily movement inside of a world. It is the realm of sense objects coming up against each other, constantly in friction, constantly in motion. Tons of movement, tons of change, the appearance of solidity, physicality. Here, the appearance of being a person is very, very strong. Being a person is very strong. The world is real, is very strong. And this is the realm in which most of us live, especially when we are not on the spiritual path and the teachings have not made their way into our experience. This is sort of what we call reality, just the realm of sense objects in which I appear to be a person, in which the world appears to be a solid, objectifiable reality that is outside of me, more real than even me because it will outlast me. And here the law is movement, constant movement. Tasks appearing to be endlessly urgent. And no matter how many tasks you do, more tasks are there to be done. No matter what you achieve, there's always more to achieve. No matter how much you gain, there's always more to gain. No matter how many desires you fulfill, there's more desires to be pursued. Please notice that about your life, about your outermost existence. Constant movement, there's no rest here. Even your experiences of rest are very fleeting, constantly changing into restlessness. Therefore, it is only relative rest, It is constant movement. Nothing wrong with that, but just see it the way it is. The outermost layer, you will also just relate to everything super personally. It's all about what it means for you, the person. Your understanding of yourself is super personal in the outermost realm. Everything you think of, Everything you come up against, it's who you are as a person relating with that thing, what that means for you, if it's good or bad for you, whether you like it or not. That's the nature of the outermost layer. Now, the spiritual practice brings into our noticing a subtler layer of perception, a subtler layer of being. So outside it's super personal, right? And the layer of sense objects, the layer of action is super personal. You are embodied. You are a physical person. In the subtler layer of mental objects, there is a less of an embodied person, less of a physical person. It's more of a mental personality. This is the layer of thought and emotion. The law here is also endless movement. Thoughts, feelings, sensations constantly coming up against each other in friction, coming, going, arising, subsiding. Here you also like are personal, right? Being a person still, but it is less embodied, it is less physical, it's more just mental. This is your idea of who you are. This is your personality, your belief system, your preferences, desires, judgments, ideas about things, ideas about yourself, ideas about world. Here you are still super personal, but like less physical, more just mental. Notice that. So you see, we're exploring the layers of being. There's a subtler layer of being. Here also restlessness reigns supreme. Constant thinking, feeling, believing, projecting, judging, desiring, fearing. There's no rest here. Once again, rest here is also just relative, turns into restlessness very quickly. It's very fleeting. Here, the experience of rest is itself a fleeting experience, also. How long does your mind really remain peaceful, right? Here, you also relate to everything personally. The thoughts you are having, it's all about relating to those thoughts on the basis of the person you think you are and whether those thoughts are good or bad, helpful or not helpful, productive or not productive. The feelings you have, it's like who caused them, what they mean for me, whether I like them or not. How can I get rid of them, or how can I have more of these feelings? So here you also relate to everything personally. The idea of you is strong, although it may not be physically embodied in the mental layer. The idea of you is very strong. Being a person still feels very real here. Although there's a greater rate of change here. It changes faster than the appearances of physicality. So the physical appearance of the person maybe changes very slowly, cannot really detect it moment by moment. But the mental person, the subtle layer of mind, the person that exists there as a idea, as a personality, as a self-image, as a thought, that one changes quite quickly, and you have noticed it. One moment you believe this, another moment you can stand to be proven wrong, or your whole belief system changes because of some sort of experience or insight. You like this, and then you like that. You think this, you think that. So it can change very quickly. It's very malleable. You can even compare it to, just like the states of solidity, like physical objects are less malleable than liquid. So if we are to compare, the physicality can be compared to, in that example, ice. That's the layer of the world, the sense objects. The mental layer of thought and emotion can be compared to water, liquid. Now explore an even subtler layer to yourself. That is where meditation is trying to take us. And that can be compared to steam, air. But let go of that image in your mind. Now, here, if you wish to explore this even subtler realm, all mental images, all concepts will hold you back. They will keep you in the mental layer. They will keep you being a person. In the subtler layer, you have to take away all things from being, all associations from being, because that layer is just being. It's not being a person, being a thought, being a sight, being a sound, being the hearer, being the thinker, being the feeler, being the desirer, the judger, being confused, being the doubter. Literally every association will keep you on the mental layer. So you have to allow yourself to really just shed away all those ideas. Step out of language. Language keeps you in the mental layer, keeps you being a person, right? The mind thinks in language, in the voice of the person it claims you are. Recognize that. Step out of language. Pretend you don't know any language. Let go of memory for the moment. Don't engage in images of your past. And it's a choice, you can choose not to engage in any thought that is arising for the moment. Just let it go. Don't even step into thoughts about, oh my God, who's making the choice? What's choosing? This is again once the mind trying to keep you in the mental layer. Don't give in. Or the mind may say, I don't get this. Now it's getting too subtle. I don't like this. Or I love it. I love guidance like this. Cease to identify with that voice that speaks in words as the person. It's not you. Just like how to explore the mental layer, you had to sort of tune out of sense objects, the layer of physicality you had to tune out of. Now, to explore the layer of being, knowing, you have to sort of just tune out of physical and mental. It's still going to be there, it's still here, but you just have to lose interest in it. You have to let go of pursuing these thoughts, caring about them, giving them importance, taking them to be you. This is the realm of being. Nothing is being done here, simply being. Being is not an action. Being is not a destination. If you keep feeling like I have to do something or I need to chase something to in order to be, it will keep you on the mental layer. Let go of that pursuit. And what remains is being. Being is to be simply recognized. That recognition is not an action, it is a self awareness. Thinking about these statements will also not help. This we struggle with because in being, there's no personality. You're no longer being a person. If you keep that personal image alive as a thought, if you keep holding on to the thought of who you are, you will remain in the mental layer. You know, let go of even the thought of who you are being as. Why are you so obsessed with yourself? Your image of yourself, your past, your idea of who you are. Let it go. Don't relate to this talk as a person. The person who thinks is going to benefit from this talk is not self. Let it go. Let that be shed away. Here, you can't even say law, when we were talking about physicality and the mental layer, the law was change, impermanence, movement. In being, it's unchanging, stillness, rest. It's not an experience. Being is that in which Experiences come and go. So being is the container of both the mental and the physical. Don't dissect these statements with your thoughts. It will keep you in the mental layer. Instead, recognize your beingness, the fact that you are. And in being, you're not personal. You're not being a person. You're simply being. The person is a mental image. The person is a physical object, perceived. Person is an experience perceived in being, by that which is, by that which knows. Being is not a self, it is self. And that which is knows. That which is aware. So being and awareness are same. It's not something that is there as an object that has awareness. That which is aware. You are not the person you conceive yourself to be. You are that which is. You are not a person who has a self. You are self, meaning that which is. You are not an experience to be known. Being is not an experience. Awareness is not an experience. It is that in which experiences appear and pass. It is that which perceives experiences. Therefore, you cannot be any experience that appears and passes, for it is an appearance that comes and goes in your seeing. So, this unchanging, perfectly still layer of being, knowing, does not come and go, meaning it is not an experience that arises and passes as an object. When there's tons and tons of thinking happening, when there's lots of restless activity and movement in the physical happening, when there's work, when there are arguments, fights, or great pleasures, vacation, being is not missing. Only because you are, you're able to perceive those experiences to arise and pass. Awareness never goes missing. That awareness, which is perfect rest, is not missing. Because you are aware, you know those experiences have come and gone. And are you that which is aware of those experiences having come and gone, or are you an experience that has come and gone? Can you be something that has come and gone? Are you the perceiver, which is still here, which has seen the coming and going of everything that appeared to be real for a moment, such as the past version of the body, the past version of the person you were, the past experiences you had, all appearances that have come and gone, that appeared real for a moment and then ceased to exist forever? Are you any of those things? Or are you that which is, which has been unchanging throughout, the same in every experience, felt as I, felt as now, felt as the realness in every experience? The perceiver, knower. This layer of being is not to be created or done or achieved. It is simply to be noticed. What notices it? You notice it. You, that which is, notice or are aware that you are. You are aware of you being aware. Self inquiry is about discernment. It is about discerning between this layer of unchanging being, which I obviously and undoubtedly am, and all the experiences, which I obviously and undoubtedly am not. And it's a commitment to stop associating with things that come and go, things that change. And that includes the subtlest aspects of personhood. Know yourself as that which is. Know yourself as that which is aware. Revel in the only fact you know about yourself, which is I am and I know. And don't associate that beingness, awareness with anything that comes and goes, including this experience, which appears real right now, but soon will cease to exist forever, almost like it never really happened at all. It will exist only as a memory, as a part of another experience, which will also only appear to be real for a moment. This sequence of experiences is not reality. It is a dreamlike appearance, very similar to the dream you had last night, which appeared real for a moment. It had its whole world, its own person, its own desires and fears. and it came and passed. It was never real. The way of self inquiry meditation is to notice or be aware of unchanging being in the midst of changeful experiences. The destiny of the person will include lots of restless action and things needing to be done, taken care of, solved. In the midst of that, your responsibility is practice of the teaching that is arising in your experience. That becomes your responsibility once it arises in your experience. Previously, it was not in your experience. It was not a responsibility. Now it has come into your experience, so it is your responsibility. And if you do not take care of your responsibility, you will suffer. It's not a punishment, it's just you will not be able to live in unreality anymore. God will not allow you to live in illusion anymore. It is a gift. For those of you who have kids, when you didn't have kids, you didn't have that responsibility. Then you had kids, they become your responsibility. Now this practice is your child. If you don't take care of it, if you don't tend to it, if you don't give it time, if you aren't patient with it, if you don't look at it as the most important thing you do in your life, you will suffer. It's not a punishment, it's a gift. God is not allowing you to dwell in illusion anymore. So stop running away. No matter what is happening in your circumstances, no matter what is being experienced at the body level, no matter what is happening in the mental realm, strive to bring this awareness of being aware into as many moments as you can remember to. Commit time to this daily, and then do it during the day when you are out and about. As a gift, the more you explore your true nature of simply being, impersonal, formless being, as a gift, your mind will experience more rest. It will become more clear. Your bodily actions and movements in the world will become a little more harmonious, will become a little more effortless. Don't be attached to those things. But they are gifts. They are temporary gifts, rewards. They're not the ultimate thing, but they are temporary gifts given to you by life to keep you motivated, to keep you feeling like you're on the right path. Peace is the fragrance of truth. Peace, clarity, wisdom are the rewards and the fragrance of doing this practice. You will get nothing from it by just mentally dwelling in it. The more you think about it, the further it will go away from you. The more you doubt, the further it will go away from you. The more you believe in your confusions, the more it will go away from you. What is needed is practice. to whatever degree you understand. Of course, we don't understand the teaching when it comes into our experience because it is so outside of our worldview. That's why silence is needed. Meditate on your unchanging being, and all things will become clear. We have been given this instruction by the masters, so now it is our responsibility to follow it. This is not a theory, this is not a belief, this is simply very direct practice. I am is fact. Doesn't matter what religion you are or what your belief system is, this is an irrefutable fact that you cannot argue. You can try to. The more you try to argue it, the more it'll actually maybe bring you to the understanding that it cannot be doubted. So, yeah, let's pursue with that intensity and that devotion. On this path, practice doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be there. We need to practice, and we need to practice with devotion. Devotion and consistency are the main ingredient. Just stay consistent and you will surprise yourself. You come to know things that you couldn't ever possibly have figured out. You come to realize things that you never even read about, never heard about, didn't think you were capable of realizing because you weren't. You're not that person that you think you are. So discern and abide as yourself. Abiding means recognizing the truth of who you are. Just that simple self awareness, empty of words, empty of thought, empty of concept, empty of association, identification. In this alone, we grow. Thank you for watching this video. If you need help, make sure to join our free self-inquiry community down below. I'll see you there.